Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just 1 second. All right, here we go. And there we go. Okay, you guys should be able to see my screen. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let me turn on my lights 1 second. All right. That way you guys get the full unadulterated effect. It's a little brighter with the lights on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Devin, Arnulfo, Steve, Stephen, Bernie, Manuel, George, RBX10, the Sassy Trainer, Kevin, Brian, Sherman, Greg, James, Frex, RBX, Dr. Luke, John, Richard, Yuri's in the house, Brian, Prebnuts, Jill. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Lloyd, Deanna, Sapster, Robert, James, Cheese Gray Trader, Mind. Good morning, Jason, Brian, Genevieve, Pierre DeBrock, Javad, Vernon, David, Thomas, Wade, Culpable. I like that, Culpable. Stan, Ron, Cam, good morning. Ivano, David F is here. Rainer's here. Dave, Jeremiah, Kevin, another Dave. We got a lot of Daves here. We got Hopium Addict. We got Adrian. We got Julio, Cifazio, Minnesota Matt. I was thinking about Minnesota Matt. We have catalysts. So many catalysts today. You throw a dart and you'll hit a catalyst. You got Afa Diaz, Walter here, Robert, Carlos. Good morning, Carlos. Happy Hump Day to you as well. That's right, it is a Hump Day and it's an FOMC day. Oh boy. Hold on to your pants. Lawrence, Richie, good morning. Ivan, Wesley, Bob, Sandy. Good morning, Sandy. Good to see you. Always good to see next $1 million Sandy. Don, James, Tom, Jody, Matt, High Grounder, Illinois Grain Farmer, Ruth, Harold, Don, Solaire, Stefan, Al, Krish, Sylvia, Sin, Ray, Doug, Delbert. Got a lot of people here is what we got. Let me say hello to everybody. Jody, Matt, High Grounder, Ruth, Harold, Don, Solaire, Stefan, Sylvia, Sin, Ray, Doug, Delbert, Henry, Art, Bob, Peanut, Jack, Randy, Colette, Henry, uh, Charles, Harry, Moondog, Chris, Ruth, Kevin, Eagle Beagle, Jesse, William, Hawkeye. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, William. Terrence, Rihanna, Daryl, Bullwriter, Brendan. And if I'm missing somebody, I apologize. I'm just quickly going through the names. Mike, Kai, Penny. Good morning, Penny. Scott, Armin, Frank, Murray. Good morning, Murray. Cold car. Yeah. Whew. Didn't work. Ralph, VP Curaro. Good morning, Vince. Good morning, Trone. Chatsworth Chaz. That's we got our people here. Good, 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 good. Carlos, good to see you. Always good to see Chatsworth Chaz. Let's see if I missed anybody. I think I must have missed somebody. Sylvia, good morning. Sin. If I missed somebody, I apologize. I apologize. Not doing it on purpose. Kurt, Bobby, Hefe. Always good to see Carlos. Good morning, everybody. I am not in the best of spirits this morning. I'm going to tell you right now. My son and his girlfriend and his fiance, they just left about half an hour ago. They left for Australia. As I mentioned, they're going to vet school. They're going to be kangaroo doctors, as I like to call them. So they just left, and I'm very bummed out. I mean, nothing to do with the market. I'm fine with the market, but I'm just personally bummed out. I don't get bummed out that often. I'm pretty bummed out. So it's up to you guys to cheer me up today and make this a good day. All right. I'm relying on you guys, and you always do a great job. Always do a good job. Nestor, Russ, Stefan. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, I can always get on a plane and get out there if I need to. Good morning, everybody. Before we begin, let's make sure Good morning, Leo. Good morning, Stefan. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thanks, Yuri. Thanks, Jill. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, everybody. Yep, proud and tough at the same time. Definitely, definitely proud and tough at the same time. Oh, I'm gonna miss him really a lot, and his fiance too. They're a power couple. Thank you, guys. I'll let them know that they're gone for about 5 years, Henry. About 5 years. Obviously, they're going to be coming back. Maybe once or twice a year, but they're gone for about 5 years. No, Harold. No, don't give her any ideas. Yeah, yeah, independent man. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. I'm going to get really upset, and I don't want to get upset. I want to be happy today. Tell him to bring up, yes, bug sprays. Exactly. Exactly. Almost as much as in Florida. All right. Yeah, I got him set up on all the video things so we can talk, and he's really responsible. He's like a grandpa. He's born a grandpa, very reasonable, prudent person. Crystal Ball sees you traveling more to Germany overseas. I will be traveling more to Germany overseas to visit him. You're right. What's funny, Sean, what's really funny is last summer when I went to Germany, I thought the trip would be really difficult and that I wouldn't be able to trade. And what I realized, I haven't been to Europe in 20 years because I've been trading so much. I used to go all the time with my wife when we first met, and I realized because I haven't been in almost 20 years, and I realized that it was actually really easy to get it going at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So this time when I go to Germany, I'm actually going to have some fun and trade for a couple hours. So I don't think it's going to be a full week of me being out. All right, so folks, please make sure you're watching at 1080p. All right. Please make sure you're watching at 1080p. And if you guys get benefit out of this, give us one thumbs up. And I do appreciate that. Uh, yeah, he's a grandpa in a young man's body. Like he never went clubbing. He never got into drinking. He was always like a prudent person, which is one of the reasons why we feel comfortable with him going. Mia and Clyde are upset. Mia's laying here very upset, not even looking at me. All right, all right. So anyway, please check your settings and let's begin. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of fish to fry today. Okay. So first things first, and I'll talk about the VIP room and all that stuff in a few minutes. We're just getting people coming in here right now. Yep, July in Germany. That's exactly where I'll be, Carlos. That's exactly where I'll be in Bavaria. Maybe he can meet me there. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So far, Nasdaq is very strong. The Dow is random. Yesterday, remember that whole fragment? Remember how the price bars were yesterday? They were tiny. That's that fragmentation I'm talking about. It was biting us in the butt the whole day yesterday. The candles were small. Trading action was like this. We couldn't get a really good momentum yesterday. That's what happens when you have a fragmented market between the Dow and the Nasdaq. Today it's really not that fragmented. Yesterday this was down 300 points. So today we're definitely seeing upside, mostly because of chip stocks. Usually I don't do this, but it's too late now. So we have Taiwan Semiconductor in the pit. Uh, yeah, we have Taiwan Semiconductor in the pit, and it's up about $7 right now, and I'm going to be liquidating it pretty much near the open, and I'll show you why when we get into semiconductors. I think semiconductors are getting a little overextended, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Well, I could show it to you right now, actually. Here, a little too far from the mean, so I'm expecting this to come back down to this area right here. When you get too far above these levels, it's not good, not good at all. One second. Da, 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 da. One second, I'm just checking for something. There we go. This is what I wanted to show you right here. Here, file, save. Okay. See this little area right here? On Taiwan, it still looks pretty good. But if you look at SMH, see that? We're getting a little too high up, too high up. So if we weren't up here, if we were up here, I would actually say leave the sucker alone. But because we're right here, I don't want to risk it too much. Okay. Anyways, just my 5 cents, and we'll see what happens in the morning. So this is a little overextended, but overall, we're looking really positive this morning. Good morning, Peanuts, Jeff, Eagle Beagle. Good morning. Charlie, Seth, Brian. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Mark. So we're looking pretty good so far. As far as Fed data, as you guys know, we have all of this delayed stuff. I don't even want to pay any attention to it because it's not moving the market. It's not helping us. The markets always look forward. They don't look backwards. Okay. This data is going to be absolutely useless. And so is this, except for jobless claims. This is going to be the big announcement. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you exactly. Me too, Desi. I remember that too for a long time. Uh, the conference is going to be where the meat and potatoes of the move is going to occur. Okay, the conference, nowhere else. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because they're going to be talking about their dot plot summary and whether or not they agree on how many interest rate hikes or lowering next year. Excuse me, this year, this summer. Um, I personally don't think it's going to be a big move, and I think most of them they're not as they're not again they're pretty much in line with each other. I think it's going to be whether we're going to have one or two, but either way, we're not going to have anything for the next 3 or 4 months. So I don't think the impact of this is going to be nearly as bad or as impactful as it was last couple of times. Because the last couple of times we really were at a crossroad. Remember, we're like, okay, are they going lower? Are they staying the same path? But they've already announced last time that we're looking at a drop in I think they said May. I said June, July, not off, not or March. They said. I'm thinking they're going to move it to midsummer, but I don't think they're going to be really saying anything today that's going to be all that different than what's implied in the market. Okay, I don't think he's going to say anything crazy. I don't think he's going to do that. And Buck also Macy's. They're closing like 14 Macy's stores across the country. Jean actually emailed me that yesterday. Okay. All right. So nothing's going to happen with the Fed right now. Try to know with limit, but sometimes doesn't fill. Please help explain how best to liquidate. Victor, you got to send me an email for that. Victor, Customer Service Live will answer that question. And here is the email. Okay, so here's my VIP room. Let me just give you guys a few links. This is my VIP room. I will be here at lunch today, and I'll be talking about how to trade options in the pit. So me too, Sylvia. I like them too. So today I'm going to talk about how to convert pit trades into options trades. I'm going to talk about different order types. I'm going to talk about different decay for options and which ones work best under different circumstances. I'm going to talk about debit spreads, straight calls and puts. I'm going to talk about delta of 0.70 versus 0.50. I'm going to talk about a new scalp method that I'm testing in the pit right now that I want to try using out of the money options. Yes, that's the first time you've ever heard me say that in 3 years. I'm testing out a new scalp strategy with out of the money options. World exclusive premiere today at noon. Questions about scanning for the pit and example of using debit spread versus straight calls to show you the difference. And I'll use the Taiwan semiconductor trade as an example of that. Okay. That's going to be today in the VIP room. The link is right here. Okay. Here is the link for a Telegram channel. This is where I post all the good stuff. Okay. And here's the link for Customer Service Live, where if you guys have a question, this is the place to go. Save my email for questions that nobody else can answer. Okay. All right. All right. So today at noon, I posted the link for you guys. Okay. As far as earnings are concerned, we have to digest some of the earnings that happened yesterday, this morning. And we have tonight Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, Now, LRCX, Starbucks. We've got just about everything you can imagine. Some already have come out. We'll talk about that under Catalyst right now. How to use the Pro Trade. That's what you go to Customer Service Live for, Avatar Mask. All right. No, Powell cannot stay if he wants to, and I don't think he wants to. Okay, US dollar. What's the US dollar doing? We're still in the crapper. We are still in the crapper. This pullback isn't very significant. We're still in the crapper. What is China doing? China is actually a catalyst today. China is going crazy, which is really helping us today substantially helping us today. Okay. That's going to give us a nice boost, very nice boost. Okay. Bond market. What's the bond market doing? The bond market looks like it's circling back down. As I mentioned to you, I believe this is going to come down. I still believe this is going to come down and make a lower low and bring us back down in this channel. So I'm not really seeing anything positive on the bond market in the near term. Silver. Silver, as I mentioned, this looks to me like a reversal bar because of the volume. And so far, we have not been able to overcome this level on silver. On gold, I believe we have. Let me go to gold real quick. Let me go to metals. Let's go to metals real quick. Oh, volume is in April now. Let's go to April. Yeah, it's still going higher. Yeah, this, folks, I'm telling you right now, when you start, here's what I'm trying to tell you. When you slope like this is sustainable. But when you start sloping like this, that's what, let me explain to you. You guys ever hear me talk about the ADX indicator? And I always tell you when ADX gets above 50, it's too hot for its own good, right? That the sweet spot is between 20 and 40. Last last week when I did the A-line promo, remember I talked about ADX and I said I don't care if it's going up or down. I only care if it's below 20 and 40. Okay. So let's see where the ADX is right now. Just put this to 10. I always use 10. There. Okay. We're at 48. We're at 48. Remember what I always tell you, when you get to 50, it's too hot. The trend is too hot. Look. Okay, look. What happens every time it gets to a certain level? See, every time 50, 60, it peaks out. It's just too much, way too much. And silver has already started cooling off a little bit. Buck says, thanks. Scanner could have saw decline wedge. Sorry. All right, let's continue. Nothing happened to Hassett. He's still in the running. He's still the senior financial economist to Trump's administration. Crude oil. Crude oil is breaking out. For the first time, we're breaking above the 200. Okay. What's interesting is we're breaking out as the US dollar goes down. And another reason why gold and crude oil are holding up, US dollar is declining. Okay. So that's helping gold. But this is, folks, this is way too much. I'm expecting this just like this, just like this, just like this. Here, here. See this? Too much, too much, too much, way too much. Way too much. Okay, so crude oil is coming up. Yeah, it's a frenzy. Eagle Beagle. It's a when you see gold prices just moving like this, it's parabolically. It's just a frenzy. And again, remember something. I'm not suggesting we're topping out. I'm suggesting we're getting ahead of ourselves. See, look, we can come down to this trend right here. We if we get back to this slope right here and this comes down and consolidates, we can go higher. But this type of buying is way too much. See, like here, it goes up, it consolidates, and then it goes up some more. You see here, it comes down and then it goes up. See, it goes down right here. That's what we need. We need to go down and consolidate and come back. So I'm only suggesting that we're going to come down right here, right here. 47, 40. This is where I'm talking about right here. Not to zero, right here to 46, 40. That's all I'm suggesting. So don't get bent out of shape. I'm not suggesting that gold is going to come down, that we're done going up. All I'm saying is this is too much too fast. And if anybody doesn't agree with me, then you just haven't looked at charts long enough to see that. But the price doesn't move like this. Okay. All right. No, they're going to get married after they're done with school. They made us promise, Jan. No getting married till they're done with school. Yeah, cab drivers are telling me. Yeah, actually, cab drivers are talking about buying gold. That's kind of funny, but that's a good point. That's a good point, Moondog. Actually, that's a very good point. So crude oil is moving above. We got a first breakout above the 200. Hopefully, this will hold. Bitcoin is still in this channel. Remember when it was here, I said it could break here or it could consolidate? Looks like it just wants to consolidate in this channel. And that's fine because if we consolidate here, we can break up or down. It's that shoe that I've been talking about. That this was that shoe pattern right here. The Italy right here, the boot up to here. Here you could see it right here. There's your boot, the Italian boot right there. Okay. All right. Let's talk about catalysts. Let's talk about catalysts. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Let's talk about catalysts. Does anybody want to talk about catalysts? All right, so I'm going to make this a little bigger, okay? We're doing pretty good on time so far. So far. NASDAQ futures are up 0.88 this morning. Sharp increase in orders for ASML provides fresh momentum for AI. What's interesting is everybody's talking here. I read this morning, and everybody's talking about ASML, but nobody's talking about Texas Instrument. I mean, last I checked, I want to show you guys how funny this guy is. So here, constituents, right? Look where Texas Instrument is, okay? It's 4.56%. Okay. This is a big, big stock. This stock, Texas Instrument, okay, is bigger than Intel. Okay. Texas Instrument this morning is up 7%. That's huge. Do you think they're talking about it here? Not one word. Not one word. Not one word. All right, I'll get chips, mags, infotech, consumer discretionary, communication, China, and Fed, and that's exactly what I've got right here. Chips, infotech. Actually, you know what? You might have missed industrial, Minnesota Matt. Check again. You might have missed them in industrial. I think there might have been an industrial there somewhere as well. Double check. Double check. Was I born with a recall memory? I was, but it's not as good as it was 20 years ago, but I was born with recall memory. Yes. All right. So everybody's talking about ASML, 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 ASML. Everybody's talking about ASML, but ASML is only 5.91 and this has 4.56. They're talking about ASML like it's 50 times bigger. Notice this. Look. ASML, Intel, ASML, Micron. Nothing about Texas Instrument like it didn't have earnings. This company's bigger than Intel and they're not talking about it here. But anyway, ASML did really well, and so did Texas Instrument. That's a double whammy for chip stocks, folks. That's really, really good. Alexander, I think he comes and visits us here sometimes. I think I've seen him in the audience sometimes. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, he writes okay. He doesn't get too political or anything. Major indexes closed. Corning jumped 15%. Definitely looking at this stock. Micron jumped yesterday. General Motors was up. I know Richie did really well yesterday. I know I got into a couple of these. UNH did not do well. I actually had a bull put spread on this that I closed out, but it didn't do so well. It just broke even on it. This is really bad, folks, right here. This is really bad. Consumer confidence fell to an 11 and a half year low. And while the bond market is in the crapper, one of the lowest levels we've seen in the last 3 years, not good. Not good. US dollar, our economy, folks, is not doing well. And remember, the economy and the stock market are separate from each other, okay? They're separate from each other. So again, Keep an eye. U.S. dollar, Fed data. A lot of stuff is not coming out great. Yeah, aerospace. That's industrial. That's a Naples fan. That's industrial. That's industrial. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. By the way, folks, if you're just coming in here right now, please, please, please make sure we're about to get to charts. Please make sure you're watching at 1080p and give us one thumbs up and join our channel right here somewhere, and you'll be notified as soon as we go live. Also, I will be talking options, options, and options, and actually giving you some real premium information in the VIP room today at noon, like stuff that you would pay for. Most of the stuff I give you, you would pay for with someone else, but I give it to you for free. Um, there's the VIP room link. Here's Telegram channel where I give you levels, free stocks. My Clyde gives you his wisdom, pictures, all that stuff. And here's customer service live. Cam and Goose, you want to tell us what you guys are going to have on the table today? Let us know. Let us know. Okay, so consumer confidence at 11.5-year low. This is very bad for our economy. Okay, manufacturing index rose to 6, slightly weaker than 5. Nothing really bad. Today, all eyes are on Federal Reserve. We're all going to be focused on what he says at the conference at 2:30. Okay, I'm thinking of maybe doing a straddle or a strangle leading into that announcement. I'm just thinking out loud right now. Ooh, Alpha Zone, man. Alpha Zone and Trading Zone have been on fire this year. On fire, I tell you. All right. Thanks, Bob. Fourth quarter earnings begins. Folks, I know you guys really want to do a lot of trades today. You're going to have a lot of volatility, but I want to remind you of something. After the close today, you're going to have earnings on Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla. And if you think that me or anybody else can predict where this is going to go, then you're sadly mistaken. Okay. So we have to be really careful for the next 48 hours. Now, I'm trying to be as aggressive as I can with you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have given you that Texas Instrument, the Taiwan Semiconductor trade yesterday. But at the same time, I want you guys to be realistic and understand that we're going to have a lot of choppiness and a lot of unforeseeability. And when you have a lot of unforeseeability, that takes your edge away. So I want you guys to please be patient. When do we do diagonals? When earnings are coming on the other side of earnings, next week. Next week. All right. Some of you gurus have a 1:30 roundtable before the announcement of earnings. Yeah, I don't do that. I'm just live at that time. I'll be live at 1:30, so we'll do it live. It's not coming out at 1:30, it's coming out at 2:30. And you'll have my Telegram. And if they're live, that's fantastic. How about finance and healthcare earnings today? They're coming out later today. They're not going to be as impactful as tech and chips and all that. I mean, look, folks, this is going to be a big cloud one way or the other over our head today, okay? So I'm just being very, very straight with you, okay? All right. All right. So a lot of earnings coming out. Folks, this is not a time to be frisky. Okay. This is not a time to be frisky. This is a time to be really patient. Okay. We also have crude oil inventories, although I don't think it's going to have much of an impact today in light of all of this Michigas that's coming out. Okay. Europe is down 0.10. Luxury stocks led the decline. Folks, luxury stocks are usually recession proof. When they start going down, that's a really bad sign. The last time we had a recession, I had a house in Lake Arrowhead, and the docks, you could buy docks because it's a lake subdivision. The first thing that started going down is the price of the docks, and then the price of the boats, and then the price of the houses because they're vacation homes. Luxury goods are the first thing to go during a beginning of a bad period. Okay. So I'm telling you, when you look at the last recession and you look at luxury goods, they're the first thing to go. Things that people don't need. People don't need boat docks. It's not a necessity. People don't need boats. People don't need vacation homes. So I'm letting you know that, and this goes with the economy. Global economy is slowing down right now. This is not good. Okay. This is not good. I'm just giving you heads up. China closed higher, extending gains. AI related stocks. Yoon hit a 32-month high against the dollar. This is good. Although it's going to make it harder for US because the US dollar is going down and they're going up. It's going to remember they're deflationary. We're inflationary. Together, it's a match made in heaven. But if they go back to normal, it's going to put pressure on the US dollar. And by the way, it's going to make the Australian dollar more expensive if China gets it up. And that's going to make my job harder because one of the reasons he's in Australia is because the Australian dollar is so cheap right now. I'm paying for my kid's school at 30% less than I should be paying for. We're going to go into a recession, but I don't think we're going to go into a recession till sometimes next year. I don't know what the Bodoc index is, but luxury cars, things like that, they don't do well. They don't do well. I'm just being honest. I'm just telling you how things work. This isn't like deep market insight. This is really just common sense. Japan closed slightly higher, boosted in final half hour by technology stocks, ASML. Everybody with this ASML, everybody and their mother. Notice not one person talking about Texas Instrument, like it's a stepchild or something, right? Look, not here either. Like it didn't happen. Like it didn't happen. Look at that. ASML, Intel, Captain Sharp, Boat Dock Index is steady here in Florida. Have you looked at prices on houses in Fort Lauderdale? They're dropping prices. They're dropping prices like every week in Fort Lauderdale. Prices are being lowered. Rio Vista area. Yeah, no, 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 no. Prices are being lowered. Okay. So Seagate did well. The consumer, this is Infotech, and this is all chips. So I'm looking for a nice move today. All right, a nice move in the market today. Okay, and a gap up, a strong gap up at the opening bell. Yeah, we have a lot of trouble. Yeah, Texas Instruments not trendy, but it's got market cap. It's got market cap. I'm thinking 2027, VP Kuro. Look, I can't predict the future. I cannot predict the future. Trying to predict when a recession is going to hit is like trying to predict the weather. Okay. Volatility index. Volatility is still holding on here, which I think is very interesting. It still has not broken. As a matter of fact, I'm going to now put this a little lower because now we have 4 touches. So this is interesting right here. This is interesting. And also remember, we may have a pretty dull market till about 2:30. We're going to open up. We may just consolidate and just go real sideways. Okay. Put to call ratio. Put to call ratio yesterday, we started seeing some aggressive coming into yesterday, put buyers were in control. Right now, call buyers are in control. Don't be surprised if we get a little overextended in the next few days. I think it's going to go that way. And also, as I mentioned, and I'll talk about this extensively, but keep an eye on this semiconductors. See that? It can be good news followed by buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of a thing. So be careful, be careful, be careful right here. Be careful. We're already testing the overnight lows. Be careful right here with chips. Be careful. Okay. Okay. Just be careful. Um, another thing I want to tell you. Another thing I want to tell you. This is really important. All right. We have going into today. Please listen. This is important. We have going into today, we have 365 stocks making 20-day highs. I am pretty confident. I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty sure of myself that this number is going to be well above 400 today. You guys all know what happens when this gets into the mid 400s. Low mid 400s to the upside and high 400s to the downside. We're at 365 coming into today. We're going to have a nice big fat juicy gap up today. A lot of stocks are going to be higher. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this morning. All right? We're going to be keeping an eye on that this morning. Let's talk about stocks now. The SPY's going to open an all-time high. I like that, but see that? See that? See what happens when it came right here? Right here? This right here, I'm pointing here, but you look here, okay? Look. See how much resistance it has right here? Right here? Be careful. When we get up there, we tend to come down. We tend to come down. So be careful. Look, it tends to be overextended. So just something to keep an eye on, okay? Something to keep an eye on. Getting a little uppity, okay? Just a little cool off back to the 8-day EMA is what I'm suggesting. SMH. I showed you this, but I'll show it to you in real time here. Too far deviated from the 8-day. Too far deviated from the 8-day. Yeah, we're now right at the low. So we need to come off a little bit, okay? Need to come off a little bit. Okay. A little too much too soon. Mags. Mags are looking fantastic. This is looking really, really good. It looks like we're coming back, but we've got a long ways to go. But we also have earnings. Okay. We have earnings. Brad, what I said was when this gets over 430, 440, the market's getting stretched out to the upside. We're not there yet, but we're about a day or two away. When we're going to open up today, we're going to open up higher. This is going to go into the 400s. I'll keep an eye on that and I'll keep you posted. Mags are looking pretty good. QQQ is looking fantastic, but again, look, look how overextended we are. I mean, we came from here all the way here without any pause. It's too much, too much, too much. See what happens when we get out of this area? It gets too much too fast, and then it comes right back down to the mean like this. So be careful that we're getting a little overextended here, okay? Be careful. Be careful. IWM. I like IWM a lot right now. This has been coming down, and now this looks like an A line. So I really like the small caps right now. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to have a rotation into small caps. Look, this is what I'm. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Look, see QQQ. You see where it is right now? Look at IWM. What happened when IWM was right here? Came right back down. What happened when IWM is right here? You see that? We came right back down. Look at QQQ. Does that look familiar to you? Look at IWM. Bow. Look at QQQ. Look at SMH. Now look at IWM. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is just 4 days ahead. That's all. So this is what I'm seeing right now on SMH, and this is what I'm seeing on QQQ as we speak. That's what I'm talking about. Just like what you saw on IWM 4 days ago. Right here. So be careful. Be careful. We got to be really careful. Okay. All right. Let's look at momentum. Let's see which stocks are leading, which stocks are lagging. All right. Do we have sector strength? Let's see. Well, we have chips, we have QQQ, we have technology, we have communication, we have consumer discretionary. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. The Russell is here. Biotech is here. I added biotech, by the way. Home builders are interest rates, interest rates. But look at technology. Look at technology. Communication, consumer discretionary, QQQ, semiconductor. If you take out energy and if you replace material with industrial, which are still up here a little bit, you got a full flush here. Tech, chips, QQQ, communication, and consumer discretionary. So the market is, spec stocks are heating up. There's no question about that. Okay. There's no question about that. Equal weighted SPY looks just like Russell 2000, which looks just like the Dow Jones. I'd like the Russell here actually if it breaks out. See, blue chips have been sagging and chip stocks, tech stocks have been moving up. Okay. Let's just see. Okay. All right. Levels. Let me give you guys levels. I know you guys love your levels. Let's do that. Okay. This is levels from yesterday, by the way. Not too bad. I'll go ahead and erase them. We'll start from scratch. I'll start with the Russell today. All right. Level right there. All right. That should do it. Let me give you these levels. Remember, you could find all this. You could find all this in your Telegram channel. Here, I'm going to post this for you. Russell 2000 small cap levels. Okay, let's now do bond market. Bond market's in the crapper again. Not good. Okay. 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 Here is TLT bond market levels. Let's give you, let's now do the indexes, the SPY. Let's do the SPY levels. Wow, look at that. Oof, coming off, coming off. Okay. There you go. Just be careful, folks. Be careful today. A lot of volatility. QQ. Those are really good levels. I'll be honest with you. Those are really tight levels. Those are good levels. I would trade those levels. Okay. QQQ levels. And now let me give you SMH levels, which are probably going to be the most important today, if I had to guess. See, coming off a little bit, not good. That's the best I could do right now. I can't do any more than that right now. Hoping they'll come back up. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Right there. Okay. All right. Here's the levels. All right. Okay, so you guys have yeah, you guys have all the levels now. Let me just see if there's any questions. Folks, if you're just coming in here right now, make sure you're watching at 1080p. We're about to go through my top stocks, and give us a thumbs up if this is helpful to you. All right, let's see. Do we have any comments, question? Volume's been going down in anticipation of today. Okay. All right. Now let me give you guys top stocks that I'm looking at for today, up and down, and I'll send you on your way. Short side first. And again, folks, here are links. Here are links. Here is my Zoom room where I'll be talking about in the money and out of the money options and how to debit spreads versus regular trades. I think you guys are going to have a fun. I wrote those, Victor. I gave you levels for every one of those numbers you should be watching. That's the point of me sending you the Telegram channel. Here's the link to the Telegram channel, Victor, if you're not in that Telegram channel. But those levels tell you those are the key levels. That's the point. And here is Customer Service Live, also known as the Cam and Gustavo Show, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they're always supporting us, and they always have good stuff. Okay, now let's talk about stocks on my list, okay? And I got to get out of here. I got the small caps to attend to. This stock is not ready yet, but as soon as it breaks to 200, it will be ready. So it's on our watch list, okay? Roblox. Definitely on our crap list. Nice bearish trend. Nice, by the way, nice look to this stock. Qualcomm, a chip stock it's in the crapper. This is interesting because if chips start giving out, this is the weakest stock right now. And I would start looking at it. Because if chips couldn't cause this thing to rally, what will? Right? If this stock can't rally today, based on the news we're seeing right now, then what the hell is going to cause it to rally? Okay? I'm going to circle it here. Remember, relative strength and relative weakness. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Docu. Breakdown time. DocuSign. NTNX. These are all my shorts, folks. These are all my shorts. NTNX. Very nice. Way. Way we go. Charter. Not a stock that I would expect to see on my crap list, but here we are. That's a bearish stock right there. Docs. Not Docu, but Docs. Different stock, okay? Different stock. That's a beauty right there. DEI. I'm giving you guys very, very nice looking stocks. That's what I just said, Adam. Exactly. Exactly. DEI. Eagle Beagle. I hope mom is doing well. DEI. Look at this baby. Whew. BSY. Another thing I did, I bought my son laptops before they left because the prices here are so cheaper than over there. Yeah, don't go buying laptops in Australia. Oy vey. Everything's more expensive abroad. Well, that is a beauty right there. Pay C. I'm giving you guys real, real red meat today. Real red meat. Pay C. Look at this thing. Remember, I'm not screening for earnings. You will have to do that yourself. And TRI. That's my short list, okay? That's my short list. Now let me give you my long list, okay? On semiconductor. I talked about it yesterday, actually. A little too. See, this is the time to buy right here. This is the time to take profit. All the chip stocks are telling me it's profit taking today, unfortunately. Not all, but most. FedEx. I still like FedEx. I still like FedEx. Excuse me, CMI. CMI looks really good. Thanks, George. Appreciate you. That's an A line right there, by the way, in case you didn't know. CMI. ODLF. Oops. OFDL, I think. OD. Oh, here it is. ODFL. Yeah, it is ODFL. What am I doing wrong? I thought I had the wrong ticker. Old Dominion Freight Line. It's got to get a little bit higher here, but look how it's touching the 15 and bouncing off. So if it gets a little higher, this one looks good here. ODFL, FCX, not FDX, FCX. Okay, don't mix them up because I mix up DocuSign and Docs all the time. I mix up FCX and FDX all the time. Don't do that. Okay, don't be like me. This is not overextended yet, by the way. Some really nice stocks. I'm showing you some really nice stocks. These are longs. These are all longs. BE looks good. Bloom Energy looks good. USB, bank stock. That's beauty right there. USB. USB. VFC. I think today my timing is going to be perfect. I got to get out of here in like less than 5 minutes. I think I can do it. Be careful. I wouldn't touch this right now. It might have had earnings, so forget about this. I'll erase it from my list. Let's look at applied materials. I think it may be too much already, but let's just take a quick look. Yeah, see, again, this is where I liked it. This is where I want to liquidate it. Okay. So no, please don't go buying chip stocks today. Sell chip stocks today, okay? DVN. DVN. You do, Ron? You like BE? Good, good. That's a nice looking stock. Devon Energy, DVN. COHR. Nice looking stock. Again, I'd prefer this near the 8-day, but it's breaking out nicely. ENTG. And folks, please, 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 we have FOMC and we have earnings on mega caps. This is not a time to be frisky, okay? This is a little overextended. Needs to be down here. A lot of these longs are overextended, folks. And if I see that this is approaching 450 today, I'm going to be telling you to liquidate some positions. I'm just being honest with you, okay? ENTG. DD looks pretty good. Hey, Jack, how are you? Yeah, USB looks juicy, doesn't it? DuPont looks juicy too. This one looks very juicy. This one looks as good as USB, Eagle Beagle. That's why we call him Eagle Beagle. He's got the eye of an eagle and the speed of a beagle. I love it. See, I was in a real, real sour mood before I logged in And now I'm in a great mood thanks to you guys. See, every morning I come in here and I was really sad today. My son was leaving to Australia, and you guys have cheered me up. I appreciate that. This is overextended. All of these tech stocks look way overextended. They need to come down here. Okay? They need to come down here. All right, folks, we have major announcement today and we're heading into earnings. My suggestion would be to be in profit taking mode on technology stocks, lower your exposure, think non-directional trades for the next 24 hours, okay? Or short scalps. Please, please, please don't load up the boat thinking you know what's going to happen. You don't know. Nobody knows. Be very, very careful, okay? They are very true. Here are the links. Again, here's my Zoom room. I will be updating you in the VIP room live at noon. Here is where if you want to get my Telegram channel with all the goodies, pictures of Clyde, my levels, all that. And here's customer service live, the Cam and Gustavo show. And this is for you guys, okay? Please check them out if you have any questions. We have almost 800 people here today. I want to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to work and I'll see you guys later. A lot of volatility and maybe a little overextended on technology, more focused on chip stocks, a little too ahead of ourselves, okay? I like the blue chips and I like the smaller stocks here. And there was a lot of stocks here like DD, USB, FedEx, CMI that I liked as well. So it may not be the best time to look at tech stocks right now for obvious reasons. I'll keep you posted. This is a time to keep your head down. There's a hurricane coming right now. We need to clear our heads and see where it's going to land. It's a hurricane today, 2:30, and tomorrow morning for all the for all the tech stocks. Not chip stocks, tech stocks. So let's be really cautious today and tomorrow, okay? Uh, you're welcome. Thanks, Eagle Beagle. I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Bye, everybody. And Roger at rogerscott.com if you have questions. If I'm a little bit slow today or not myself, I'm having a rough day today. I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Be careful next 48 hours. We're in a tornado. This is not a time to start parading outside wearing swimming trunks and bikinis, okay? This is a time to hunker down, lower your exposure, and to be safe. Preservation of capital for the next 48 hours.